Wait a minute. Are you telling me you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
Hey guys, Brad M73 here. Welcome back to Build the Back to the Future DeLorean. Today we're looking at issue 5. We got the parts right here. It looks like it's kind of like the front suspension. I want to say it's the front left suspension, but I'm not, entirely sure. Let's take a quick look at the magazine before I move the camera and get into the parts. We do have the parts. Yes, left front suspension, links, control arms, all that good stuff. All of our instructions here, which we'll get back to in a moment, and we'll have a fully, this is pretty realistic as far as how the suspension is. Oh, I had the biggest crush on her when I was a kid. Leah Thompson. Oh, she could melt ice at absolute zero. Let's see, Slicing Through Time talks about some of the special effects. Being George, this is Crispin Glover in probably one of his sanest roles. I always liked Crispin Glover. And let's see here, a little bit of talk about the flux capacitor, and then in our next issue we have the front right suspension. So let's get back to the parts, and I'm going to move the camera and I'll be right back. Okay, so we've got part number 5, and dadgummit if I didn't bring my knife in. Of course I have to rip this open since I didn't bring my knife, and of course I have a bunch of razor blades on the table. But they're in their box, and I have to move stuff to get to it. So, we are tearing this apart. And this is some thick plastic. Oh, there we go. And I don't have a junk bin in here, so I'm gonna have to work on that. Okay. So first we have our parts. And we have, let's see here. Looks like this piece, which looks like 5A, it says fit part 5B into the gap at the bottom of 5A, which I'm assuming is this gap, is what it looks like in the picture over here. I guess that piece is this. These are metal. So this goes like this. And what type of screws? AM screws. So you have EM, AM, DM, DP, AP, and CM screw. Wow, we got all kinds of stuff. So AM screws for this. Let's see if I can. Oh, come on. There we go. I'm like, the bag is so small. I can't get the Ziploc open. Okay, there's 1. And here is 2. Now what I kind of want to do here, so it's going to be like this. Let's see here. It's going to be like that. So what I think I'm going to do is just kind of tap these screws first. Okay, and I think that's pretty good. So I'll tap this one. And again, I'm just trying to hold it in the same orientation that I know we're going to be at. So there we go. Okay. And now that that's in place, I can much more easily get to the other screw. let's see. Fit part 5B, okay, which is this, into the gap at the bottom of part 5A and secure with 2 AM screws. Okay. And again, I think we're supposed to leave this a little bit loose, maybe. It doesn't really say, but being that it's, you know, suspension related, I don't think I want it super tight. Okay, so next, okay, so now we have this past part 5D up through the large hole in 5B, which I'm assuming is right here. And then we've got screws to put onto this one. Somehow. There we go. And these are BM screw. Uh-oh. Okay, so we've got a problem here. We have EM, CM, DM, DP, AP, and AM. No bowel movement screws. Unfortunately. Okay, so I'm going to come back to this screw in a bit. So now we have an EM screw, which is going to be the top of this piece. But before I can put the top on, I have to put the shock spring in. So we're going to do that. And hopefully I'll have enough. Let's see here. If I tighten that down, there you can see the top of the shock coming through. Okay, so that's good. And there's 2 EM screws, so I guess there's, you know, one primary and then one spare. So we're just going to pull this out. So whatever these BM screws are, I'm going to kind of eliminate as I go here. Eliminate all the other screws until only one possibility remains. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, this isn't a self-tapping screw either. It's a precision screw. Is it digging in there? Let's see here. Oh, we still got a ways to go. Okay, right about there. Should be good. All right. That part is in. Next, we have the part number 5C, which, what is this? What is this? It is the control arm? No. Yes. I guess. Okay. Okay, well, whatever it is, it goes, okay, so it's got the part sitting like this. It has the control arm here with 2 CM screws, so that's these long ones here. So that'll be pretty easy. I think I'm going to get all, nope. Where are we here? Okay. Whoop. There we go. You can always kind of feel it click into place. Let's get the other side started. And I just realized I don't think I brought in my, well, no, I don't think I brought in my studio light this time. I didn't. Why isn't this screw going all the way through? Why isn't this? There we go. Okay. All right, so now we've got that. Next, we have place part 5L, which is this little piece here, onto 5H as shown. So it's basically just this little spring sitting right over top of that. And I really hope we screw that to something. Insert the assembly into the hole at the end of the arm. So here we have this arm here like this. And then, okay, we need a DP screw, which is right here, which is going to screw into that. Okay. And so the spring mechanism is going to go through this big hole here, right there. That was easy. And we just screw this right in. Oh, that went right in, no problem. And so we've got a little bit of a spring action right there. It's almost like a little piston. This is going together a lot more easily than I thought it would. I've actually seen a lot of people on YouTube and stuff doing their models having tons of problems with these steps. So, okay, CM, EM, we have a DP screw, one AM screw. So we only have a couple AP screws and some DM screws. So next up, we have the brake. Anybody know what this is? This is the brake caliper. Your pads would actually go on here, but I guess there's no brake pads. And this is your rotor. And so this is basically just going to fit right over top like so. And then we will use one AP screw, an armor piercing screw. Not really. All right, so an AP screw, like here. Now this part feels metal, but this is definitely plastic. So there we have that part. And okay, last but not least, we need one DM screw. This is going to fit on wait, how's this go on here? So we have that like this, right? Now it shows it like this somehow. Oh wait, we're missing something here. Did I miss a step? Oh, I missed step 6 entirely. I just went from there to there. I don't know, it was... Okay, never mind. Sorry about that. We've got the, this is like a steering linkage, basically. Gee, sorry about that, guys. I feel like a moron. All right, so this time it's here, and then we have to put this in here like this. And we're going to be using a couple DM screws. So we'll get those guys out. So wait a sec, did I not get the BM screws? Because we've got DM screws. Great. I'll not get the screws, and then I'll have to wait for like 2 months to get the replacements. Yeah, so there's 2 DMs here, 1 DM here. That leaves me 3 with 1 spare. So it looks like there is a BM screw that I didn't get. Great. I don't know that I have. There's AP screws. I'll have to find, look in my box and see if there's any left. Maybe that I might have received in a previous issue. That's not good. Look. Okay, so that fits. Whoop. Let's go back. Yes. This is going to be fun with only 3 hands. Actually 2. I don't want to give away my alien okay, so there's that. This is always super fun. Let's see here. Is that coming through there? I think it is. Okay, that is not tapping itself properly. So what I'll do in order to try to fix that is I'm going to take these screws out completely. And I'm going to tap these threads all the way in to both sides so that I know that they'll go in without a problem. See, this one's already, there we go. Wonder if my other screwdriver will get a, oh, much better. Always go out and pick yourself up a set of these. It's like $2 or $3. There's usually, I don't know, 7 or 8 different screwdrivers. Usually you get 5 Phillips heads and 2 or 3 flat heads in a set like this. completely worth it. See, this one just seems like it's going in crooked. Okay, now it's going in straight because I can feel it. There we go. All right, so I'll take the two screws back out. And we're going to try this again. So, this one's not magnetized anymore. I'll have to get my electric motor. Actually, I can get it started with this one. No problem. All right, so this fits here. Align this. Wait, what's going on here? Oh, perfect. That went in. It's not all the way in, but that went in way better. I'm gonna have to find. I have a little motor from like a RC car or an airsoft gun or something that's really strong neodymium magnet, and I just leave my screwdrivers in there for a while, and it basically magnetizes the screwdriver. It is only temporary, but you know, it'll last for a few months. excuse me while I hit puberty again. It usually lasts for a few months, and then you know, you have to remagnetize it. Okay, so this is going in perfectly. And then I'll do the top one till it's nice and tight. Is it? Kind of feels like it's gonna bind up again, darn it. Yeah, these are definitely not very well made. I can't even feel the guide hole. Wait, I got it? Okay, I think we got it this time. Yes, I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so it'll steer. I don't want it too loose, but we finally did get it. And this right here basically fits. Oh, it's magnetic. So, that's right, because this is where the screw. Now this piece here, I think, is plastic, or is it the painted metal? I guess it's a full metal part, so never mind on that. And so we use our last DM screw. Our last spare DM screw, I guess. Right here. So what's nice is we can kind of align it here with that using the magnet. The magnet's just going to hold it in place. And then just screw this together. Is this screwdriver already stripping out? Yeah, it kind of is. Wow. Just like the Millennium Falcon screwdriver, which is a shame because this one has a really good grip on it. I love that grip. So I'm just trying not to put too much pressure on this piece. What was that? And then so that's going to fold down for the hover mode, I guess. I had a few girlfriends that had hover mode. Though I'm not 100% sure because I never saw them, you know, when they were actually in hover mode. So, you know, it's kind of like one of those urban legends, you know, some girls have hover mode, some don't. I don't know what the delineation is. This is just kind of wobbly on here though. So I don't know. I'm probably never going to display the car in hover mode. It's just like a gimmick, like, hey, the wheels fold down, or the tires fold down, or whatever folds down. And, you know, pretty soon, actually, we'll have, here's a BP screw. Dang it, it's not a BM screw. I just want to take the tire out if I can get this open. Be smarter than the box, Brad. Be smarter than the box. And so eventually this tire here is going to go on and it'll be like that. And so, you know, we'll have some suspension. We'll be able to push down on the chassis whenever I get the right screws for this. And just really quickly, I want to check and see if month number 6 has because they're going to have the same screws. I see AP, CM, and DP. I don't see BM screws, which is not good. So I don't think. Yeah, I have BP screws. I have AP screws coming out the yin yang, but no BM screws. So I am kind of hesitant. I'll move some of this stuff out of the way. I'm gonna have to look for my spare screw sets from the first few issues, but BM screws I'm not too about. I'm just going to open this up because I want to see if in issue 6 we have the right screw set. And I'm almost going to say we're not, though I always try to remain optimistic. See, this is the exact same thing, it's just everything's reversed. So we have AP, CM, DM. Oh, I see BM in there. So BM screws look very similar to the DM, but I can tell that the DM are slightly bigger. Well, that's not good. I mean, it's good that we got, you know, BM screws with issue 6, But let's see here. I want to make sure. Yeah, here's my packet. There's no more screws in there. Pretty sure I didn't, see any screws go flipping off into oblivion earlier. So there's those. I'm going to put this back, and we're going to put this inside of the issue 6 bag, because we are going to come back to that later. And I am going to have to contact Eagle Moss and be like, yo, dog, I need a set of BM screws. And the sad part is they're going to send me a whole new issue. They'll probably send me the whole freaking thing. Yeah, BP. Okay, that's with the tires. AP. There's nothing in there. Nothing in here. Nothing in here. Set that aside. That'll be garbage. Man, I still cannot believe how much this wheel weighs. This thing's gonna weigh a ton when it's done. Well, bear with me for just a second. I'm gonna actually go and see. I want to see if I can find the all the spare screws that I had. I thought they were in the DeLorean box, but they're not. So I'll be right back. Okay, well, I just checked. I did find the spare screws. There weren't nearly as many as I thought there were. I thought there were a lot more than there were, but I guess kind of kept them with each separate issue, and there's definitely no BM screws. So I'll have to contact Eagle Moss. I will have one extra BM screw when I get the the other shock in the next issue, so I will be able to attach this, I guess, I hope, and we'll have a reliable shock. But yeah, a little bit disappointed. That's my first I think that's the first missing part that I've had. I don't think I had any missing parts on the Millennium Falcon. I just had the circuit board fried for some strange reason. So anyway, I'll contact them, keep my fingers crossed, hope for the best. And in the next issue, let's see, did I just pass it up? Did I pass it up? Did I pass it up? Yes, I did. Did I pass it up? Yes, I did. So the next issue, we're going to do the right front suspension. Basically the same thing as this, just reversed. So, and there is a little L here, so you know which one is hopefully the other one will have R's on them so we know which one is left and right. But until then, please hit that like button. If you want to contribute towards the build, there's a donate link down in the video description. I'd really appreciate it. I'll give you guys shout outs at the end of the donation episode. Also, if you haven't done so and you want to kind of hang out and follow along with the build, do not forget to subscribe. So this has been issue 5 of the Build the Back to the Future DeLorean, and I'm Brad M73, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.